Today marked the seventh day since Mark's funeral. The house loomed large, enveloped in an unsettling silence. Noah halted in the center of the room, surveyed his surroundings, and then gently uttered, "Olivia." Olivia shifted her gaze. She attempted to muster a smile, yet her eyes remained tinged with red. "Good morning, my dear. Did you have a restful night?" Noah offered a subtle nod. They remained quiet for an extended period. The only sound that punctuated the incomplete dialogue was the gentle patter of falling rain. At last, Noah hesitantly inquired, "Dad isn't really coming back, is he?" Olivia gasped for breath. She rose to her feet, approached Noah with purpose, and settled down to meet his gaze directly. Her hands cradled his with a tender touch. "Yes, but Dad will always be here." She rested her hand on Noah's chest, feeling the frantic rhythm of his heart beneath her palm. "And I, as well. I will always be with you." Noah bowed his head, tears streaming down his face in quiet sorrow. Without uttering a single word, he launched himself into Olivia's embrace, enveloping her in a tight hug. It was the first embrace since their father passed away, a trembling, sorrowful hold, yet it marked the start of a silent bond. The summer lingered on, stretching out its days in a languid embrace. Olivia and Noah slowly discovered how to navigate their new reality as a duo. Each morning, Olivia meticulously crafted breakfast and chauffeured Noah to school. The meticulously arranged lunchboxes, the soft reminders whispered before he stepped out of the car, all infused with love. Under the cloak of night, they shared their meal in quietude. Initially, Noah maintained a certain distance. He would merely provide Caleb with answers or lose himself in his phone. Olivia grasped the situation, choosing not to impose her will on him. She remained by his side with unwavering patience, keeping the door ajar for Noah to step in whenever he felt prepared. One day, while Olivia was immersed in the task of washing dishes, Noah unexpectedly appeared and asked, "Do you want to see Toy Story?" he inquired, his gaze averted. Olivia halted, a mix of surprise and joy washing over her. With a gentle wipe of her hands, she offered a warm smile. "Of course. Thanks for asking me." That night, they nestled on the sofa, a bowl of popcorn between them, laughter and tears mingling as the movie came to a close. For the first time in months, genuine laughter echoed through the house. The years drifted by, reminiscent of a gentle stream meandering through the narrow brook behind the house. Noah slowly transitioned into his teenage years. He transformed with each passing day. A voice that resonates with greater depth and height, occasionally tinged with a hint of irritation. The doors slammed shut. Words were exchanged with a sharpness that cut through the air, moment a testament to the tumultuous journey of adolescence. Olivia grasped that concept fully. She held no resentment towards him. Though her heart occasionally felt heavy due to Noah's aloofness, she remained steadfast in her patience. Each day, she meticulously crafted a warm dinner. He was still reminded about his homework and the importance of getting enough sleep. To the world, she was known as Olivia, his stepmother. Yet deep within her heart, Noah was forever my son. As the early autumn sun dipped low in the sky, casting a golden hue over the landscape, Noah came to an abrupt halt before the kitchen door. There, Olivia was immersed in her task, the yellow leaves swirling around her like nature's confetti. The yellow light illuminated his face, revealing sharper angles, a stark contrast to the innocent child he had once been. "Olivia," he said, his voice wavering slightly, tinged with shyness. She glanced up, tucking a strand of hair behind her ear. "What seems to be the issue?" Noah swallowed hard, then spoke in a rush. "I truly appreciate all that you have done for me. I recognize that I may not always be the most easygoing person, yet I genuinely feel a deep sense of gratitude." The words froze Olivia in her tracks. Her heart tightened with a surge of feeling. For countless years, despite her efforts to mask her true feelings, she harbored a quiet hope that one day Noah would reveal himself in such a way. Her smile lit up the room, and her eyes danced with a vibrant sparkle. I appreciate it, Noah. I share in your pride as well. Noah scratched his head, a hint of embarrassment coloring his cheeks, yet his eyes radiated warmth and sincerity. Time flowed onwards, each day blending into the next. Noah stepped into his senior year of high school, a pivotal moment that signified the dawn of his official adulthood. Focused study marathons, late nights preparing for the SAT, aspirations for college. Noah found himself swept up in a whirlwind of activity, his life busier than it had ever been. Yet, in the midst of his hectic agenda, he always made it a point to share dinner with Olivia. He even stepped up to assist her in cooking, washing the dishes, or simply sitting by her side to enjoy her favorite cooking shows. After dinner one evening, the two of them settled onto the back porch. The heavens were adorned with countless stars, each twinkling like a distant dream. The refreshing breeze wafted the scent of pine and freshly mown grass through the air. Noah suddenly inquired, "Olivia, have you ever considered the idea of dating again?" Olivia paused at the question. She placed the steaming cup of tea on the table, her gaze drifting into the distance. Exploring the realm of romantic connections. She offered a faint smile, her expression tinged with a hint of confusion. It has been quite a while. She has yet to consider it. What is the reason behind this? Noah inclined his head thoughtfully. You still have youth on your side. One can discover another individual. Olivia remained quiet for an extended period. Then she remarked, honestly, perhaps it was partly due to her familiarity with this life, and partly because she once grappled with an inferiority complex. She did not possess the conventional allure that many might expect. Noah frowned. He gazed at Olivia, the woman who embodied gentleness and thoughtfulness, the one who had dedicated her youth to him. In that moment, it struck him that her attire was far too understated. In loose jeans and a half-sleeved t-shirt, she constantly attempted to conceal her somewhat full figure, he remarked without a hint of doubt. No, you possess a truly lovely figure. Olivia, I believe you might consider opting for something a bit more fitted, particularly around your bust. It appears quite lovely. There's no need to feel self-conscious. The unanticipated praise caused a rosy hue to spread across Olivia's cheeks. She let out a soft, slightly bashful laugh. Is that truly what you believe? Is that so? You ought to embrace your confidence more, Noah asserted, his tone earnest. In that instant, after what felt like an eternity, Olivia experienced a flutter in her heart, not from thoughts of romance, but from the profound realization that she was still capable of embracing the joy that life had to offer, and that emerged from the very boy she had feared she would never grow close to. The final whispers of winter slowly surrendered to the soft hues of spring. Willow Creek stirred from its deep sleep. The branches unfurled, and overhead, the swallows sang, heralding the dawn of a fresh chapter. In the sunlit kitchen, Olivia busied herself with the familiar morning ritual of preparing breakfast. With swift precision, she artfully arranged the waffles on a plate, drizzled them with syrup, and crowned them with a scattering of fresh berries. This habit had lingered with her throughout the years, ever since she embraced the role of Noah's mother. Noah entered, his hair tousled, and his hoodie faded from wear. Yet, this morning, he carried an air of distinction that was unmistakable. Noah's gaze lingered on Olivia, tracing her every movement with an intensity that felt unusual. He settled into his seat, resting his chin on his hand, caught in a moment of uncertainty. Olivia, have you ever reflected on the years gone by? Olivia hesitated, taken aback by the inquiry. She pivoted, a soft smile gracing her lips. What are you trying to say? Noah exhaled softly, his voice dropping to a whisper. You devoted your whole youth to looking after me, abstaining from romance, sacrificing personal freedom. Have you ever experienced a sense of regret? Olivia remained quiet. That seemingly innocent question resonated deeply within her heart. Yet, she merely tilted her head in a subtle gesture of denial. Absolutely not. If given the chance to decide once more, my choice would remain unchanged. Noah, I consider you like my own son. Noah pressed his lips together, a swell of emotions bubbling within him. He hesitated before responding. He simply lowered his head and consumed his breakfast in silence. Yet, deep within him, the notion persisted. Olivia's sacrifice weighed heavily on his mind, a reminder that she deserved to embrace life for her own sake, rather than merely existing for the benefit of others. In the days that followed, Noah found himself increasingly focused on his stepmother. He came to understand that Olivia consistently opted for loose-fitting attire, so uncomplicated it bordered on the careless. To the outside world, she appears polished and composed, yet Noah understands that this is merely Olivia's way of concealing her true self. He recalls the moments when his friends remarked about her. Your mother consistently opts for attire reminiscent of a primary school educator. Nothing out of the ordinary. Initially, Noah was indifferent. Yet now, with a deeper understanding, a wave of sympathy washes over him for her plight. Olivia remains in the bloom of youth. She has the potential to be even more beautiful and confident if she chooses to embrace it. And then the chance arrives over the weekend. This weekend, Olivia reveals that she has a meeting scheduled with her former colleagues. Perhaps she will be present. Noah springs from his chair with sudden urgency. Thrilled. Excellent. Selecting a truly exquisite outfit is essential. Perhaps it's time to explore a new approach. Olivia finds herself taken aback. Distinct? Could you clarify what you mean? Noah gives a casual shrug, a playful smile dancing on his lips. Refrain from donning long sweaters or oversized jeans any longer. Her figure is striking, particularly her ample bust, which she tends to conceal. Consider donning a fitted dress. Olivia's eyes grew wide, a mix of shock and embarrassment washing over her. Yet, as she gazed into Noah's earnest eyes, laughter erupted from her lips. Oh my God, you truly have a talent for making people blush. I'm not joking. Noah insisted, you ought to embrace that confidence. You're not merely a carer, you're also a strikingly beautiful woman, Olivia said with a gentle smile. Yet, within the depths of her being, Noah's words sowed a tiny seed in her heart. How much time had passed since she last received a compliment like that? How much time had passed since she truly recognized herself as a real woman? The weekend arrived with surprising swiftness for Olivia. That morning, she found herself standing quietly before the mirror, clutching a turquoise dress she had purchased years earlier, yet had never donned. The dress clung to her form, accentuating her curves, particularly her ample bust and her still slim waist. With a touch of uncertainty, Olivia grasped the dress. Noah's words reverberated in her mind. Your figure is truly beautiful. Embrace your confidence more fully. Olivia let out a soft laugh not too long ago. If anyone had dared to say that to her, she would have dismissed it without a second thought. Yet when spoken by Noah, her beloved son, the words held an unusual significance. She chose to slip it on, as the dress hugged her form perfectly. Olivia gazed at her reflection, a flicker of astonishment crossing her features. She found herself unrecognizable. The woman in the mirror radiated an air of femininity and elegance, a striking departure from her typical casual appearance. At that moment, Noah rapped on the door and entered the room. He stood there, momentarily speechless, as the reality of the situation washed over him. Noah exclaimed, "Wow! Olivia, you appear truly stunning." Olivia felt a rush of warmth spread across her cheeks, instinctively shielding her chest with her hands. "Noah, this isn't a joke. I'm serious." Noah shook his head, his tone grave. "I believe her former colleagues will surely be taken aback. You ought to embrace confidence." "Is that so?" Olivia pressed her lips together, yet within her, a true smile began to blossom. It had been ages since she experienced that sensation, the one that comes from being acknowledged by another. As the sun dipped below the horizon, Noah navigated the winding roads, steering Olivia towards the quaint restaurant that would serve as the backdrop for their gathering. Just before she stepped out of the car, Noah offered a gentle squeeze of her hand. "Simply be yourself, Olivia. You truly excelled." Olivia nodded, inhaled deeply, and stepped inside as she awaited her stepmother. Noah navigated to a local coffee shop, his fingers gliding over his phone screen as he sought to pass the time. Yet his thoughts wandered elsewhere. As he contemplated Olivia's image in that moment, it struck him that throughout the years, she had subtly embraced the roles of a mother, a nanny, a companion, yet had never truly been herself. Perhaps due to her familiarity with that role, she overlooked her own right to exist as a woman, to embrace beauty, to experience love, and to dream. 2 hours later, Olivia made her way back to the car. Though weariness clung to her, there was an unexpected glimmer in her eyes. "What transpired during the meeting?" Noah inquired with a hint of curiosity. Olivia offered a gentle smile. "It's perfectly acceptable." Everyone was taken aback by her transformation, yet she came to understand that she might no longer fit into that type of dialogue. Noah inclined his head thoughtfully. "Are you feeling discontent?" Olivia shook her head, her gaze softening as it met Noah's. "Not quite." Being with her child, talking, cooking, watching movies were the moments that truly grounded her, reminding her of who she was at her core. Noah remained quiet. A comforting sensation intertwined with remorse surged within his heart. Perhaps it was he who caused her to never consider remarrying. Yet, it was he who now sought to assist her in embracing a life that was more authentically her own. Following her encounter with former colleagues, Olivia appeared to have undergone a subtle transformation. She had transformed from the woman who once favored long sweaters and loose jeans. She began to focus more on her appearance. Her wardrobe began to fill with soft dresses and elegant blouses, each piece whispering of grace and refinement. Olivia no longer concealed her figure without realizing it. Noah came to this realization and could hardly contain his joy. He frequently offered clever compliments to his stepmother whenever she donned her finest attire. "This color truly compliments you. It gives you a youthful appearance. I genuinely believe you ought to don it more frequently." Initially, Olivia felt a rush of embarrassment, her cheeks flushing with color, but over time, she began to embrace those compliments with a newfound ease. In her eyes, Noah discovered a confidence he had seldom encountered. Minor adjustments transformed the dynamics of their relationship. They chose to spend more time together, driven not by obligation or routine, but by a genuine desire to be in each other's company. On warm summer evenings after the last bite of dinner had been savored, Noah and Olivia would find themselves on the back porch, glasses of iced tea in hand, engaged in conversation. The conversation flowed effortlessly, touching on a myriad of topics: the intricacies of school life, Noah's aspirations for college, the exciting new dishes Olivia had discovered, and even the romantic films that had captured Olivia's heart in her youth. Noah started to perceive that Olivia possessed a more youthful spirit than he had initially assumed. Beneath the diligent facade of the mother lay a woman who had once embraced adventure, nurtured dreams, and experienced the depths of love. One evening, amidst the laughter sparked by a tale Olivia recounted from her high school days, Noah suddenly paused, his gaze intensifying. "Olivia," he spoke with deliberate slowness, "I genuinely believe it's time for you to consider dating once more." Olivia stood still, caught off guard. The smile that once graced her lips gradually vanished, giving way to an expression of astonishment and bewilderment. "Date," she repeated, her voice laced with surprise. "Noah, you know." She hadn't thought about it in years. Noah nodded, yet his resolve remained unshaken. "I understand, but she deserved to find happiness in a different manner. She was more than just Olivia, Noah's stepmother, and she knew it wouldn't be her only identity forever. She might be Olivia, a woman carving out her own existence." Olivia remained quiet for an extended moment, her gaze fixed on the shadowy garden. The streetlights filtered through the foliage, casting soft, indistinct beams of light that danced across the ground. She exhaled gently. You know, I once believed that living well was enough for my contentment. But perhaps you were correct. Perhaps she ought to let her heart unfold a bit more, not out of a desire for a man, but to rediscover the essence of her own being. Noah offered a soft smile, his hand resting reassuringly on Olivia's. I'll be here for you. All right. Olivia smiled, her eyes soft and inviting as always. All right, Noah. Were I to have a child by my side, I would certainly make the effort. A week later, Noah took his chance. He discreetly navigated through the community groups of Willow Creek, where singles and widowers frequently gathered to forge connections. Soon, he discovered a fitting candidate, Jacob, 43, a kind and seasoned town librarian. Having been widowed 3 years prior, Jacob was raising his young daughter. When Noah presented Jacob to Olivia, she felt an overwhelming urge to flee. Noah, you truly mean that? Are you? Are you truly serious? Olivia said, her voice tinged with confusion and embarrassment. I'm not joking, Noah chuckled. Jacob's a good guy. No pressure at all. Simply a coffee rendezvous. If it's not to your liking, I want to insist further. Olivia paused, caught in the moment, yet Noah's supportive and eager look left her with no choice but to comply. With a resigned breath, she relented. All right, but I'm doing this solely for you. On the morning of the appointment, Olivia lingered before the wardrobe, contemplating her choices. The blue dress from the previous day offered a flicker of confidence. She paired it with a delicate cream-colored cardigan. Olivia deftly gathered her hair, exposing her graceful neck. The reflection in the mirror revealed a woman smiling softly, catching her off guard. Outside the door, Noah rapped gently. His presence felt even before he spoke. Olivia, are you prepared? As the door swung open, Noah instinctively stepped back, caught off guard. You're truly beautiful, he said, and Olivia felt a rush of warmth, her blush accompanied by a smile that radiated ease. Thank you, Noah. I'll do my best to meet your expectations. Noah took her to a quaint cafe close to Willow Creek Center. Before stepping out of the car, Olivia paused, a flicker of uncertainty coursing through her. Noah grasped her hand firmly, offering silent reassurance. Simply embrace who you are. Allow everything else to simply exist. Olivia nodded, inhaled deeply, and stepped into the bar, leaving Noah behind in the car, observing from outside. The date unfolded precisely as Olivia had envisioned, perhaps even more seamlessly. Jacob was pleasant, engaging in a calm manner, prioritizing listening over speaking. They exchanged stories about books and films, reminiscing about their years as single parents. Olivia felt at ease. There was a lack of awkwardness or pressure to impress, yet, in that comfort, no sparks ignited. As the evening drew to a close, Jacob offered, with a courteous smile, if you'd like, we could arrange to meet again. Olivia offered a polite smile, gracefully declining. I'm not sure, I'm prepared for that, just yet. Jacob nodded, his expression calm and untroubled. It was a straightforward conclusion. Once inside the car, Noah leaned forward eagerly, asking, How is it? Are you feeling all right? Olivia smiled, her eyes glimmering with tranquility. It's all right. Jacob possesses admirable qualities that reflect his character. Yet, she came to a profound realization. What is it? Olivia turned to Noah, her gaze soft and soothing like a tranquil stream. She felt no need for anything beyond this. Just the joy of sharing each day, cooking, laughing, and conversing with him was enough. She felt a sense of happiness. Noah remained quiet, unable to find the words. In that instant, the bond between them, though not forged by blood, deepened profoundly. Olivia's affection for him transcended all conventional boundaries, and Noah recognized that he would remain by her side, not out of duty, but from a place of genuine love and appreciation. The days following her outing with Jacob unfolded with an ease that Olivia had not anticipated. She felt neither disappointment nor regret in her decision to end the relationship. Instead, Olivia experienced a peculiar sense of calm, likely because she had finally grasped the truth that Noah had longed for her to understand. She recognized that she didn't require anyone else to fulfill her life. On a Sunday morning, sunlight poured into the well-known kitchen, casting a warm glow. Noah was busy preparing breakfast, a rare sight indeed. He busied himself with eggs and toast, while Olivia perched at the counter, arms crossed, casting a glance at her son that mingled amusement with pride. "Is there anything special?" Olivia inquired, her head tilting slightly. Noah shrugged, attempting to exude an air of mystery. "Nothing. I simply wished for you to take a moment to relax." Olivia found it hard to accept, yet she chose not to inquire further. The morning meal unfolded amidst gentle laughter. The two engaged in a conversation about Noah's school, his forthcoming college, and his aspirations for the future. It was only after Noah completed his tidying up that he settled down across from Olivia, his gaze more earnest than usual. "Olivia," he began, "may I ask you something?" "Of course," Olivia replied. Noah paused for a moment, then asked, "When you claimed you didn't need anyone else, were you genuinely happy?" Olivia paused, her elbows finding a perch on the table as she rested her chin, lost in contemplation. "Noah, happiness isn't solely derived from grand gestures. For me, it's in the simple moments, waking up early to prepare breakfast for you, listening to your stories about school, sharing laughter during movie nights." Olivia paused, her gaze gentle. "And above all, it's the knowledge that you still need me in your life." Noah remained quiet. Each word Olivia spoke resonated deeply within him, embedding itself in his heart. Her love was gentle and free, unburdened by demands or possessiveness. It was unwavering, constant, as soft and essential as the act of breathing each day. That afternoon, Noah made his way to the backyard, where the old swing danced gently in the breeze. He settled into his seat, gazing upward at the vast expanse of deep blue above. For the first time, Noah grasped that the bond he shared with Olivia transcended the conventional labels of stepmother and stepchild. She was his mother, not defined by a birth certificate or blood ties, but forged through a decade of sacrifice and unwavering love. He pondered, perhaps Jacob or any other man could never provide Olivia with the sense of wholeness that this small family offered. Noah tightened his grip, resolving to ensure that Olivia understood she would always be an irreplaceable part of his life. Several days following that profound discussion, Noah began to strategize. He yearned to create something memorable for Olivia, not out of obligation or expectation, but driven by a deep desire to express his appreciation. Following the school day, Noah delved into the vast expanse of the internet in search of inspiration. The website proposed a range of options, from casual picnics to elegant dinners, yet none truly captured the essence of their genuine and heartfelt connection. At last, Noah chose his own path, a day dedicated to Olivia. There were no parties, no guest, just a serene day where Olivia embraced the tranquility, savoring the moments spent with her cherished ones. On Saturday morning, while Olivia diligently prepared breakfast as she always did, Noah entered the kitchen, his face lit up with a bright smile. "Cease this, Olivia. Today belongs to you." Olivia lifted her gaze, taken aback. "How was your day? Could you clarify what you mean?" Noah approached and softly guided Olivia away from the kitchen. "Simply take a moment to unwind and allow me to handle it all for you. Cease all tasks." "Understood." Olivia let out a hearty laugh, feeling a mix of embarrassment and warmth. "Your presence makes me feel like an invited guest." "Not just a guest, but a queen," Noah playfully remarked, eliciting a laugh from her. On that morning, Noah crafted a breakfast that was both simple and infused with care. Fluffy pancakes, vibrant fresh fruit, and the rich aroma of brewed coffee. Olivia perched at the table, her gaze fixed on Noah as he immersed himself in his work, a swell of emotion stirring within her. After years of relentless routine, she finally found herself experiencing a genuine vacation for the first time. Following their morning meal, Noah led her into the backyard. A pristine couch was arranged, accompanied by a cozy blanket and a selection of Olivia's cherished books. Devote your morning to reading. I'll handle the rest, Noah offered. Olivia settled into her chair, grasped the well-loved book, yet found her mind wandering. Every time she caught sight of Noah tending to the plants, mowing the lawn, and occasionally glancing her way with a smile, her eyes lit up with a sparkle. As the afternoon sun cast its warm glow, Noah found himself even more astonished when he drew Olivia into the kitchen. "Now it's my turn to take charge of lunch. You mustn't lay a finger on anything," he insisted. Olivia stood there, a smile gracing her lips, as she observed Noah meticulously arranging the ingredients. Despite his clumsiness, he remained determined to prepare her beloved pasta. As Olivia settled into her seat at the table, she grasped her chopsticks, her eyes brimming with tears. "Noah, you really don't need to go through all of this." Noah regarded her with an intensity that was uncharacteristic for him. "No, I want to take this on myself. I've dedicated my entire youth to looking after you. Now it's my moment to offer something in return." The air thickened with an unexpected weight. Olivia placed her hand on the table with a soft touch, intertwining her fingers with Noah's. "Thank you, Noah. You always make me feel as though I'm never alone." Noah smiled, his eyes reflecting sincerity, "For you never allowed me to feel isolated. You are truly the most deserving individual in this world to receive love." The evening was settling in, cloaked in shadows after a warm and inviting dinner. The house glowed gently under the warm embrace of the living room lamp, while the delightful aroma of beeswax candles, a staple of Olivia's evening rituals, filled the air. Noah and Olivia settled onto the sofa, their presence creating a cozy tableau in the room. A gentle quilt lay across their laps, while a heartwarming family movie flickered on the television screen. Neither of them seemed particularly engrossed in the film. They savored the peace in silence, a sentiment that only those who had faced profound loss could genuinely understand. Olivia's voice floated into the air, delicate and airy like a gentle breeze. Today unfolded beautifully. She had lost touch with the sensation of being cherished by another. Noah pivoted, angling his head thoughtfully. "You truly deserve it. Not merely today, Olivia. Call. Each day." Olivia wore a smile that lit up her face. Yet, within her smile lingered a hint of sorrow. With a firm grasp on the blanket, she directed her gaze upward, watching the ceiling fan rotate languidly above her. "Noah," she started, her voice barely above a whisper. At times, she found herself questioning whether her decision had been the correct one. Noah remained quiet, absorbing the sounds around him. Upon Mark's passing, she found herself at a crossroads, a moment ripe for departure. She wasn't compelled to remain and nurture her husband's children. It was a choice she made willingly. For years, she had felt no remorse. Yet, there were moments when she questioned whether she had overlooked the opportunity to truly embrace her own existence. Noah straightened his posture, his eyes filled with astonishment. Olivia turned to her, her eyes glimmering with strength, not fragility. Yet with each passing day, she observed her child blossoming, listened to the sweet sound of her name being called, and navigated the challenging moments alongside her little one. All of that led her to a deeper understanding. Olivia hesitated, her gaze shimmering with unshed tears. This was her existence, defined not by her losses, but by the choices she made. Noah found himself unable to resist any longer. He extended his arms and enveloped Olivia in a warm embrace. She offered no resistance. Instead, she rested her head on Noah's shoulder, allowing the warm tears to cascade down. "Thank you, Olivia," Noah whispered, his voice thick with emotion. "Without you, I would have never known what it truly means to have a family." Olivia embraced Noah more closely. In that instant, every boundary, every distance, every title vanished into thin air. Gone are the days of stepmother and stepchild. A mother and her child stood together, united by the profound bond of choice and the unwavering strength of unconditional love. As the night deepened and Noah retreated to his room, Olivia found herself sitting solitary by the window. Outside, the soft breeze stirred the branches, crafting a soothing lullaby. She reflected on Mark, on the brief years they shared. She understood that, somewhere, Mark was smiling as well, filled with pride that she had chosen to continue living, to love not by seeking someone new, but by pouring her heart into the son they had nurtured together. With her eyes shut, Olivia experienced a profound sense of wholeness for the first time in years. Time drifted by softly, much like a serene river meandering through Willow Creek. Noah had matured into a man. Upon completing his college journey, he made his way back to town, established a modest office, and tied the knot with Grace, his beloved girlfriend of many years. Grace exuded a gentle understanding, seamlessly weaving herself into the inviting warmth that Olivia cultivated within the home. Before long, Noah's little family embraced the arrival of a new member, Benjamin. A striking young man with captivating emerald green eyes, a gift from his mother. Olivia, now in her 50s, embraced her role as Grandma Olivia, the quintessential grandmother who delighted in baking chocolate chip cookies and sharing enchanting fairy tales with Benjamin during his visits. On a crisp autumn afternoon, as the vibrant maple leaves painted the path in shades of red, Noah's family made their way to the quaint cemetery just north of town. 15 years had passed since Mark's departure from this world. Benjamin trotted about, clutching a delicate bouquet of flowers, as Noah and Grace tended to the drooping blooms resting on the gravestone. Olivia lingered in quiet contemplation before the tombstone bearing Mark's name. She had moved beyond the bloom of youth. Lines danced at the corners of her eyes, yet her presence remained one of grace and softness. Noah approached her, gently resting his hand on her shoulder. "I often find myself pondering what Dad would think of our family today if he were still with us." Olivia smiled gently, her gaze lifted towards the sky adorned with floating white clouds. She held the conviction that Mark would be immensely proud, for she had grown into a person of strength and kindness, a testament to her unwavering perseverance. Noah gazed at his mother, his eyes brimming with tears. Grace gently drew Benjamin nearer, whispering a reminder for him to stay silent. Benjamin gazed up at Olivia, his eyes wide with curiosity, and asked, "Grandma, is this Grandpa?" Olivia knelt down, her fingers softly gliding through Benjamin's hair. "Indeed, my dear. He was once a truly remarkable individual." Noah settled beside his son, his tone enveloping them both in warmth. Olivia was the one who cherished Dad more than anyone else. Though she did not bring Dad into this world, she nurtured him with unwavering love and selfless dedication. "It is through her influence that my dad has become the person he is today." Benjamin's eyes grew wide, a look of confusion crossing his face, yet he nodded in compliance. "I share the same affection for Olivia." The entire family chuckled gently. Olivia brushed away the tears at the corner of her eyes, her voice barely above a whisper. "That alone suffices." The sun slowly sank below the horizon, its light fading as it slipped behind the trees. The sunset faded away. The sky over Willow Creek blazed with red hues. Noah's family assembled and departed from the cemetery, leaving behind two graves side by side, marked with the names Mark Walker and Olivia Walker. Text regardless of the passage of time or the shifts between generations, Olivia's love for Noah and their little family will remain unwavering. There is no requirement for blood ties, no demand for social standing, just pure, unconditional love. A decade has passed since Olivia's death, yet Willow Creek remains unchanged. The cobblestone streets remain tranquil, embraced by the arching branches of ancient maple trees. The hills continue to transform with the passing seasons. Emerald hues awaken in spring, transforming into a tapestry of gold come autumn, and blanketed in serene white during the winter months. Within the cozy wooden abode, tucked away behind a pristine white picket fence, the joyous laughter of children resonates through the air. At the age of 13, Benjamin finds himself immersed in a game of football, sharing the pitch with his spirited 6-year-old brother. On the porch, Asher observes Grace as she immerses herself in a book, her gaze lifting now and then to share a warm smile with her children. Noah, at the age of 35, is meticulously pruning the trees in the garden. His hair is streaked with silver, yet his smile remains as gentle as ever. In the heart of the house, a modest shelf hangs with quiet dignity in the living room. A framed photo of Olivia Walker rests beside an off-white urn. Underneath the photograph lay an inscription: "The woman who may not have brought us into this world, yet showed us the true meaning of love." Noah often found himself standing in quiet contemplation before the photograph. There were days when he gathered his children around him, weaving tales of Olivia, of cozy movie nights, and the memorable evenings she prepared dinner, infusing warmth into the room with her gentle smile. Benjamin once inquired, "Dad, is Olivia similar to other grandmothers?" Noah smiled, inviting Benjamin to settle onto his lap. Perhaps not in every way, but to Dad, she embodied the ideal mother. She made the choice to love him, to nurture him, to provide a home filled with unconditional love. Grandma used to say that simply witnessing Dad's happiness was enough to bring her contentment. Benjamin fell silent, then murmured, "I wish I could meet her." Noah bent down, pressing a gentle kiss into his son's hair. "She resides eternally in my heart, and now she finds a place in yours as well." Each year, on the solemn anniversary of Olivia's passing, Noah's family maintained their tradition of visiting the quaint cemetery nestled in the northern part of town. It was there that two gravestones stood side by side, a poignant reminder of their shared history. Mark Walker and Olivia Walker, akin to two inseparable companions destined to share every moment. This year unfolded just as it always had. Grace meticulously arranged a bouquet of white carnations, the flower that held a special place in Olivia's heart. Benjamin and Asher each held a picture of her as they made their way. Benjamin leaned in, murmuring a reminder to his brother. "Remember to be polite," he said, knowing how much Olivia cherished courteous children. As the entire family gathered before the grave, Noah took a seat and delicately brushed the dust from the stone. "Hello, Olivia," he spoke, his voice resonating with depth. "We're here to see you." Benjamin and Asher carefully arranged the picture and flowers beside the stone. Grace stood quietly, holding Noah's hand, her gaze tender and expressive, conveying unspoken emotions. The air was still, save for the soft whisper of the wind through the ancient trees. Yet a warmth surrounded them, as if Olivia were casting her smile upon each of them. That afternoon, as they made their way back from the cemetery, the family paused at the town's central park, a sprawling lawn where Benjamin and Asher frequently played after school. Noah settled onto a bench, observing the two children at play. Grace settled beside him, her hand tenderly placed on her husband's shoulder. "I've always admired the connection you and Olivia share," she said softly. Noah smiled gently, his gaze fixed on the two children. "She imparted invaluable lessons to me. Family transcends mere blood relations. It encompasses those who willingly choose to stand by one another." Grace nodded, her fingers wrapping softly around Noah's. "You introduced that warmth into our small family. I hold deep gratitude for Olivia. Without her influence, I might not have evolved into the man I am now." Noah remained quiet, yet within him, Grace's every utterance resonated profoundly. As the sun dipped below the horizon, they made their way back to the old house. Olivia had long since departed, but the space still brimmed with memories of the past. On the dining table, her picture remained, a silent presence. Benjamin hurried over, took a seat across from it, and propped his chin in his hands, lost in thought. "Dad," the boy called out from the dining room. "I believe I grasp the situation." Noah entered with a smile. Understand what, my boy? Benjamin turned around, his blue eyes gleaming with a maturity seldom found in someone so young. Olivia was like light. Though she had departed, that light continued to brighten our home each day. Noah stood frozen in that moment. He envisioned his younger self, sitting in silence, pondering whether Olivia would remain a constant presence in his life. At that moment, clarity dawned upon him. Benjamin, his son, grasped it in his unique manner. Indeed, Benjamin, Noah responded, his voice thick with emotion. That light will endure, for it has woven itself into the fabric of our family. Benjamin beamed, glancing over at Asher. From this moment forward, we shall strive to live our lives to the fullest. It's our way of honoring Olivia. Do you concur? Asher nodded with enthusiasm. Indeed. Grace emerged from the kitchen and assisted Mum in setting the table as well. Laughter resonated through the house. Noah gazed up at the ceiling, where the fan turned lazily, reminiscent of the times when Olivia would sit there, lost in her books. He shut his eyes, trying to summon her voice, still tender and soothing. As long as you all find joy, I find my own contentment. Night descended upon Willow Creek, enveloping the quaint town in a gentle shroud of darkness, illuminated by warm yellow lights. Within that cherished home, the love that Olivia had cultivated persisted, weaving its way through each generation, each heartbeat. It was a love that whispered rather than shouted, one that required no grand declarations. It was a love that was quiet, steadfast, and timeless, much like the essence of Olivia herself. In the years to come, when Benjamin, Asher, or anyone else recounts the tale of Grandma Olivia, they will share not just the narrative of a woman who nurtured a child into goodness. The tale will unfold about the woman who guided them in the art of choosing love and embracing one another as family for eternity. Though Olivia has departed, her love endures, echoing through every generation and every tranquil moment within the quaint house in Willow Creek. As her stories are recounted, that love will flourish and extend its reach even further. Silent and everlasting. I appreciate your presence by my side until the very last moment. Until we meet again in the next tales. Countless remarkable adventures await us on the horizon.